Hello dear students, we are going to start second session of Introduction of Hospital Pharmacy, that is part 2. In part first we have seen definition, objectives, functions of hospital pharmacy and what different abilities required by hospital pharmacists. In today's session we will cover the remaining part of this chapter. So shall we start? Learning outcomes of today's session. After completion of this today's session, you all will be able to state pharmacist requirement according to bed size of hospital, describe facilities requirement, floor space requirement, equipment requirement. So here is the flowchart of patient. In flowchart of patient there is a registration counter. After the registration, if the patient is old, then he will go through directly to the department, and if patient is new, then he will go through the general checkup. In general checkup counter, here is the physiological parameters like height, weight, etc. are noted by a nurse. She directs the patient to the respective department depending upon the complaint or signs or symptoms in the registration card. Since the patients are mostly illiterate and express themselves poorly, it is preferable to have a general practitioner at the registration counter for ensuring correct referrals. For the dispensing of drugs, here is the pharmacy department. Nearly about 80% patients are directed to the pharmacy for their prescription with medicine. Here is a quick checkup is made about the availability of some important drugs. The patient then returns to the registration counter. The clerk enters the salient features on the history sheet. He collects the money and stamps the prescription. The patient comes back to the pharmacy and get their medicines. The pharmacy can make appropriate entries in the history sheet and accept the payments. This chart illustrates the flowchart of patients. Here is the flowchart of outpatients, where prescription is written by doctor, that is received by pharmacist. Pharmacist fills according to prescription, select drugs, labeling of drugs, and pricing according to drug. And then it is to be dispensed to the patient. After dispensing, receipt of payment, it may be in the form of free, cash, or in the form of charge. Then prescription file, a regular prescription file, or if it is narcotic prescription file. This is the flowchart of inpatients. Prescription written by doctor, sent to the pharmacy, prescription copied by nurse, sent to the pharmacy, inpatient discharge medication, prescription received by pharmacist, filling of prescription, selection of drug, labeling of drug, pricing of drug, dispensing to the patient in form of free, cash or credit form. He make payment. Inpatient medication orders, that prescription is received by pharmacist, filling according to the prescription, dispensing of that drugs, and then charge. This is the flowchart of material in the pharmacy. So a pharmacy is a receiving and distribution center of material. The layout should ensure the unhindered flow of material. The following chart is illustrative. The pharmacy receives its materials from two sources. The first source is medical store and the second source is manufacturing unit or manufacturing department. The medical store issues against the requisition and so also the manufacturing unit. The pharmacy exercises quality control over all the material received. The medical store can receive supplies from centralized purchase department or a decentralized purchase department. The pharmacy issues materials inpatients to in wards or outpatients. The inpatients are served by nursing stations while receives their materials from the pharmacy. Floor space requirement. The total floor area of pharmacy depends upon the scope of its operations or the subunits forming the part of hospital pharmacy. It also depends upon the patients served and the catchment area of the hospital. The floor space should conform to the norms laid down by the Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940 under the Schedule M. The pharmacy requires a minimum of 250 square feet area for any size hospital. From that point onward, basic estimates range from 10 square feet per bed in the 100 bed hospital, 6 square feet per bed in 200 bed hospital, and an average of at least 5 square feet per bed in larger hospital. Teaching hospitals do not require larger space. In manufacturing sections, drains should be provided, walls should be smooth, painted in light color, wooden cabinets are laminated, fluorescent lamps are placed above prescription counter, counter for Bunsen burner are also required. So here is the requirement on the basis of bed strength. Area requirement as per bed strength. Functions like dispensary, preparation room, store room, office, manufacturing, capsulation, parenteral preparation, manufacturing, parenteral solution, laboratory, store room, manufacturing, laboratory, office, library. Personnel requirement. Personnel requirement, the manpower trained in pharmacy varies with the size of hospital and the services it offers. The number of pharmacists required for a hospital are calculated on the basis of some workload norm like number of prescriptions received and dispensed, and as a result the time taken to do so, or the number of beds available in hospital and its occupancy rate. As a rule of thumb, it can be said that there must be minimum 3 pharmacists in a very small hospital. For a 100-bed hospital, there can be 5 pharmacists. As the number of beds increases, the number of pharmacists also increases, but not proportionately. The following is, I will show you the chart. For 50 bed size, 3, 100 bed size 5, 208, 300 bed for 10, 500 beds, 15 pharmacists are required. While calculating the number in very large hospitals, 1000 bed, 2000 bed, 3000 bed, the service point available for dispensing to the inpatients and outpatients are considered. The outpatient attendance as compared to bed strength in hospital is usually in the ratio of 3:1. For larger hospitals, one pharmacist has been recommended for 133 patients. The operations research technique of waiting line theory can be profitably used for this purpose, though its discussion is beyond the scope of this session. No standard rules regarding the requirement of personnel for inpatient pharmacy. Number of pharmacists required for a hospital are calculated on the basis of workload, as I have told you already. So pharmacists should possess adequate pharmacy qualification and experience. If manufacturing of drugs is involved in pharmacy, adequate number of technicians, assistant peons are also required. So requirement of personnel for pharmacy, there should be one director of pharmacy, one or more assistant directors of pharmacy, staff pharmacists, residents, personnel trained for non-professional functions and clerical help. That director of pharmacy service should have completed 3 years course, but if he does not have BSc degree, he should have 5 years experience in hospital pharmacy. If the director have completed 2 years in pharmacy but does not have BSc degree, he should have 10 years experience in hospital pharmacy. The selection of the resident personnel shall be on the basis of minimum standard established for resident program. The selected personnel shall be graduate and licensed pharmacists. These are the old norms, but now degree pharmacy or diploma pharmacy is the minimum qualification as a hospital pharmacist. Facilities required in hospital pharmacists. In smaller hospitals with one pharmacist only, one room is required for pharmacy, having a combination of dispensing, manufacturing, administrative and all other sections of complete pharmaceutical service. For sterile products, there should be a separate room or area. In large hospitals with 200 or more beds, departmentalization of pharmacy activities is required. A separate area is required for inpatient service and unit dose dispensing, outpatient service, and office, compounding room, pre-packing and labeling room, store room, sterile product room. A separate area for drug information service and space assigned on various nursing units for unit dose drug administration. Suitable equipment for compounding, dispensing, manufacturing of pharmaceutical, supply of necessary bookkeeping, stationery, furniture, material, equipments for the proper administration of the department, and adequate library and filling facilities to make the information on the drug readily available to both physician and pharmacist, like National Formulary, United States Pharmacopoeia, etc. etc. Books like chemistry book, pharmacology, bacteriology, toxicology, therapeutic staining technique and disinfection technique, medical dictionary books. Facility of refrigerator should be provided for the storage of thermolabile compounds, adequate locking arrangement for storage of narcotic drugs or alcohol, sufficient floor space with proper light and ventilation should be provided for adequate storage of pharmaceuticals and other operations of pharmacy. So here is the list of equipments: prescription case, drug stock cabinets, sectional drawers, work tables, counters, sink with drain board, cabinet to store mortar pestle, cabinet for glass and utensils, refrigerator, narcotic safe with individual locked drawers, office desk, dispensing window. So what are fixed? There are some fixed equipments and some movable equipments. In fixed equipments, these equipments require installation and become attached to the building. These are the items included in construction contracts of building. Example: cabinets, counters, dumbwaiters, elevators and sinks. Movable equipments, these can be moved from one place to other place and which are not intended to be permanently fixed to a specific area in the building. So these are large number of items of furniture and equipments having a reasonably fixed position but can be moved. Example is balance, desks, mixers, carts, etc. So here is the list of fixed equipments according to bed size. Here is the list of movable equipments, their quantities according to bed size. Head of hospital pharmacy should be postgraduate in pharmacy, preferably in pharmaceutics, pharmacology or hospital pharmacy. He is coordinator of the pharmacy and he will guide to non-pharmacy personnel also. He reports to the administrator and interact with the medical staff. Flowchart requirement of hospital pharmacist: director or chief pharmacist. Pharmacist, he should complete B.Pharm. He has to work on drug distribution. Then pharmacist, he will work on medical store. 2 pharmacists, they should complete B.Pharm or D.Pharm and they do the work of dispensing. And quality control pharmacist, he should be postgraduate. Administrator. So the organized hospital pharmacy department has an integrated setup consisting of dispensing section, manufacturing section, quality control section, clinical pharmacy section and medical store or record section. Okay, so this is all about the hospital pharmacy. If you have any doubts or queries, then you can contact me or get help from comment box. Okay, thank you very much.